Welcome back, guys. Today I'll be showing you how to go from 0 to 200k in EAFC. So if you're new around here and you've got no coins, you're in the right place. Or if you've got a ton and just want to build a bit more, don't worry, we've got you all covered. So if you're new around here, make sure to subscribe for all of the best FIFA content. And as always, if you do need some coins in a bit of a quicker way, well, if you guys are fed up of coming against nicks like me and foot champs who use loans and OP cards from day one,
I'm getting really sick of you! Get out now!
Then you need to head over to mitchcactus.com, where not only can you buy the cheapest and most reliable FIFA coins on the EA market, you'll find over 10,000 reviews from people who have used the services and enjoyed them in the past. So make sure to head over to mitchcactus.com and use code RECALL for 5% off. Now, of course, if we're doing a video on how to go from 0 to 200k, we have to talk about the best method to make coins in EAFC. And of course, right now, that's going to be taking yourself over to the challenges. You've got the UEFA Women's Marquee matchups, which is just refreshed. We've got FC Barcelona versus Ronsgard, and we've got Ajax versus Munich. So you've got rare mixed players, prime mixed players, and of course a premium gold players pack. And then on top of that, we've got the regular marquee matchups, which is about to refresh. Now with this one, you may find that if we if we go into the UEFA marquee matchups for women, we might find some filters in here. So you've got Spanish and Sweden, that's not going to be a filter, but Ajax men and women, and then Bayern men and women. So actually, if we have a look at there may be a brief filter that we can use to build up at the start. So we're going to check for the men's teams just because they usually have a little bit of a higher value. If we are trading, it's going to make more sense to go for them. So if we go over to the Eredivisie, if we have a look at Ajax, they're pretty easy to find. Okay, so it looks like maybe these cards have had a bit of a price increase. Let's have a look. There was only one there. It looks like there's only one there as well. Should we have a look? Okay, so they're going for more. They're looking like they're going for a bit. Okay, more than a bit. Let's have a look. 3,000. Okay, I don't know if this is just the market messing up, but I feel like there must be more. They can't be going for that little. Okay, so they're going for like 3 point. Let's have a look. So what, 3.5 maybe? So 3.5, you can get one quite easily. There's a few pages. So that's going to be our sell point. EA tax on that, 10% is 350. Half that is 175. So 1, 2, oh no. 1, 2, that's 200 coins. So that's 25 coin profit. That is 125 coins. So to be fair, not a bad profit per card here. 125, that one would be beautiful. We'll do a little bit of compare price. That's where you're always going to get the best snipes on a method like this. Obviously, they're still going to be hard. For those of you who do have maybe a bot or something similar, you might want to pop it on this filter because this definitely is one that's going to have a lot of fruit to it. We've got Satulo there, brilliant. So I do have some in my club, which means I, of course, can do the SBC myself and then still have some spare. You can see there's a player pick, hero player pick there. We will be opening that over on short. So make sure to subscribe so you can see that. We'll pop it down to 3.1. We've got, we've missed a 3K. But you can see here, these guys are, of course, going for a decent amount. So as I said, you know, if you've got a bot, it's not a bad filter for it. If we go over to the Bundesliga, we're going to go over to Bayern. Let's have a look at these boys. Are they a similar filter? It looks like maybe 2K for these ones. Either or, I'm actually quite surprised how high these cards have gone. They definitely usually wouldn't get hit by an SBC this much. So I think that's a positive. Hopefully the community's back. I know that it's kind of been ditching the game recently, very understandably. We're going to go down to 1.3. Ooh, a Pamecano for 800 coins. Yeah, that was never going to be an easy one, was it? We'll do a 10 count. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4... Oh, that one was close. I can feel how close that was. I feel like we were really going to get... Oh, that was... I thought we actually got that one, I'm not going to lie. But compare price is definitely a good way to go with that. And of course, these are really good filters to start with. You want to start with the Bayern one and move on to the Ajax. Now, of course, your next step is usually going to be moving on to a higher rated filter or going for your special cards. Now, of course, Team of the Weeks are currently redundant, which kind of ticks them off. Silver Team of the Weeks don't exist yet, which is a really weird one. Why do they even have them in the game? So you might want to stick with the gold rares. And if you're going for gold rares, you can go for an 84s filter. I mean, the best 84s filters that off the top of my head would be to go over to the Premier League. We talked about this one before. You want to go Arsenal and Brazil, and as you can see on here, we've got quite a few 84s. So we've got Jesus, we've got Gabriel, and we've also got Martinelli. Really easy filter there because it groups them together quite well. The other option is we take ourselves over to England. We want to go for Man City, and for this one we're looking at, I think it's the likes of crappy menus. Once again, I am here to stress how awful it is that EA have decided to release a game without the menus even working. I actually still don't know how we've had a glitch from day one that is still not solved, but we're going to head over to Gold Rare England City as we were looking at before. This one, you've got Grealish, you've got Walker, who's now kind of in the mix of it as well. You've got Stones, and then you've also got Foden. So you've got 3 85s, and then you've got an 84 who will be a little bit higher value than most of the other options. The other thing we can have a look at now, I think, oh no, Alexander-Arnold, Wan-Bissaka ruins that one, but we could have a look. Let me just check. If we have a look at our right backs with playstyle plus only, that might be a nice little one. What is it? So none of, oh yeah, we don't want City, we want, okay, so Walker doesn't have one. Trippier does. Arnold does. Have we got Reece James in here? How does Wan-Bissaka have a plate? Like, that just ruins the filter. But looking at some filters that aren't ruined, we're going to go over to Centurions and we're going to have a look at Spanish. So you've got, of course, Munian and Olga here. Let's just have a look if either of them are above minimum. Obviously, you've got to check these days. A lot of promo cards are at minimum. So it looks like he's just above at 12,250, 12K. That one there is a steal. I'm hoping that that's not been bought. Brilliant. So that was a win. We've done quite well there. I'm surprised that we got that with the blunder of the snipe. We can probably put that, I'd say 12,750. So we've made about 1,500 coins off that, which is a very good start off of an easy filter. So you can sit there on the end here, 12,250. Just do a bit. I mean, you can see there's just cards galore for no reason. They're just coming up at a ridiculously cheap price. Let's pop this at 11,750. We've got another one for 11,500. Yeah, these are going up for silly prices. So make sure to hop on this one. I mean, this is just dumb. I've had 2 really good snipes. You've even missed one in a very short space of time. If we head over to centre back and English, this one's an interesting one. We've got women's prem and of course men's prem for this one. We've also got Tomori, who is going to be nowhere to be seen, but we've got Williamson and we've got Dunk not too far apart, which is solid. Makes this quite an easy filter. So at 30k, you can see Williamson will pop up. If we pop this to a max of around 10 mil, you got 2 of her there. So realistically, she probably goes for around 34k maybe. It doesn't look like there's many of her on the market. So you got one there at 33,250. EA tax, obviously, if you do 10%, 3,300 half. So we're looking at about 1,750. So arguably, that is a snipe. Now, I do want to get a better one than that. You guys know I do not like picking the cards off the market if there's only one there. It usually says that the card's not going to sell on, but that's only a bit of anxiety on my side. So let's take her. Let's see if she does sell on. Obviously, I'll let you guys know tomorrow in a video if she does get a good sale. I mean, 33, we're making 1,300 coins off her, which isn't bad. So we can even go there. We're making about 1,900, I think, just about. So decent making. Let's just see if we can get any of them more coming up. So we can get a Dunk there maybe, or if we can get her, either or. I'm sure we can find a decent price for her. Let's have a look. Obviously 30k supposedly from the looks of things is a good price. We got 2 at 31 there, so that's not ideal. So that kind of shows why I usually do that. We avoid those kind of price ones, but let's see if anything. Oh, come on. How has someone got there before us? That is actually silly. But we're going to stick with Centurions. An easy one with Centurions is French. You've got the likes of Lacazette. You've got Mendy. You've got Gayoro at 260 there. But another one that kind of keeps Gayoro a little bit tighter in the mix. If we go midfielder, as you can see, Gayoro, I think we're going to go for, let's just have a look. There's centre mids. Bonatti there. I think you've also got a Xavi card. So actually, we want to narrow this down to the centre mid spot. We're going to get rid of Nandez. That's quite easy. We've got Gayoro there. We've got De Bruyne, who's going to be out of the picture. We've got Matti there. Have we got, there you go, it's Pedri. Pedri, Xavi, same thing. Do you know what I mean? They're not really that different. They're both Spanish. They're both midfielders. They're both youngish. We're going to pop this to, okay, so at 140, we're looking at a couple Pedris there. Realistically, Gayoro's not far off. She's at about the 160 mark. So very, very tight in terms of pricing. They're a lot closer than they have been before. So I would say you can sell them for 140. EA tax is going to be 7k. So let's go down to 125. I feel like that's a realistic number. Now, it's going to be a little bit of a longer stretch to get a snipe on this one because obviously we're in a bit of a higher price range. You've got a little bit of a difficult price to tackle there, but I still think we can make a very decent bit off of this. You've got Gayoro, who was a very popular card, but once again, isn't as popular now. So there's kind of a time where we can give it a bit of a go at snagging her. And then you've also got your opportunity there with, of course, Pedri. I'm going to keep almost calling him Xavi, but, you know, as I say, same thing. They're both basically the same player. They both play for Barca, you know, same person. And we're going to do a 10 count because I feel like this one, you'd have to spend a little bit longer than I'm going to have the time for in this video. They are going at 137, so I feel like maybe even, do you know what, arguably, we could go for 130. Now, you'd only make 3k, so 128 would make you 5. So you can kind of choose your price range. You might have to spend maybe 10-20 minutes on this one, but if you can get a snipe for 20k, it's very easy profit. So it's a winner, and of course, chicken dinner. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.